Hey everyone, Dennis Fassett here, the Cashflow Mercenary. Welcome to week 9 of the Renegade blog. Today I want to talk to you about something that's really important for people that are brand new. And it's a lesson that I heard early but didn't learn early. And that is that you got to take massive action. If you're going to do anything, you got to take massive action. Now I have got a mild case of OCD, and which is probably not surprising. And it's actually come in very handy with this because it really helps to focus on stuff. And, it's interesting, when I first heard this and learned this, when I first heard it, I was at the RIAs at that time, and actually they still do. They've got the Pitch Fest meeting, and then the pitcher stays until Saturday and has another meeting for $30 or $50 or whatever. Well, I went to that meeting for the $50 or whatever, and it turned out to be pretty interesting because my one takeaway was massive action. Now the problem was I was brand new. I didn't know what massive action was or what it looked like. Again, I was familiar with how to my working career and everything like that, but in terms of massive action for real estate, that didn't compute to me until much later. But now that I know it, it's amazing how it works. I mean, it's amazing how you really don't get your business to the next level unless you take massive action. When I started for buying apartment buildings, for example, I really started with massive action. I mean, I jumped in with both feet, head first into the deep end, and in 90 days, I had my first property. In 90 days from the first minute that I decided I wanted an apartment building, I had my first building under contract. 90 days. That's all it took. Now, that building did not go through. It fell through because of the seller, and that's a whole different story. But 90 days after that one fell through, I had closed on my first building. So really, in two 90-day cycles, roughly 90-day cycles, I bought my first apartment building. And that's really what massive action is all about. It's, forget about dipping your toe in the water. And I bring this up because I heard this just the other day, something unrelated. Somebody was telling me how they wanted to kind of dip their toe in the water. Man, don't even talk to me about that. If you're in for a dime, you're in for a dollar. Get into it with both feet. And I can appreciate the fact that people want to be cautious. We're risk averse. We want to minimize our risk and minimize our exposure, of course. I mean, I completely understand that. But if you want to succeed, if you really want to move forward and grow exponentially, it takes massive action. It takes doing everything at once, all at one time, and just sorting out the mess later. I mean, and first of all, I thought that was the stupidest thing that I'd ever heard because it just didn't compute to me that you want to do all that much. But since I've done that and I've started doing that, it's the only way to go for me now. You need to get in, just throw everything you can at whatever it is you want to do, and just get it done and sort out the mess later, and it truly works, and the mess sorts it out. There's never, you'll never make a mess unless you do stupid stuff or do stuff that's illegal or immoral or whatever. You're never going to do stuff that's so far out of whack or make such a mess that you can't clean it up. And it's always a good mess because what it means is more customers or too much attention or too many leads or whatever. That's the kind of mess you're going to make. Having trouble shipping because you don't make enough product is a good problem to have. It's a good problem to be able to solve. That's the kind of mess we're talking about making when you throw everything at a problem that you're trying to accomplish. So the lesson learned again is massive action right now. Don't do this dip your toe in the water thing. It's massive action from word go, and you'll get to where you want to be, because that's the only way to really grow your business that I found. This is Dennis Fassett, the Cashflow Mercenary. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk again next week in week 10.